What do you think about this place where our roofs are made of aluminum or tin or whatever and we're sleeping on plastic?
I can't say that I agree with every decision that's been made here.
This is my model prototype of my washing machine.
I'm so scared of saying that I don't trust Jimmy.
Why am I the one who's paying and who's working?
Fun fact in the States, if I were to get caught doing what I'm doing now, $10,000 fine and 5 years in jail. That's the Panama National Butterfly. Oh no, run! Oh my God, that's horrible.
I've been thinking about diversity at Kaliala so much. I was thinking, like, who wants to move here? People who have the ability and the privilege. Jimmy does want the rich and the poor. How is he going to get the poor here?
But the thing is that it's hard because are we pioneers or are we colonists? That's a question that I really struggled with coming here. Who are we to be in this land?
You want a presentation, don't you? You know what? I want to make you a presentation really badly.
Well, because you're speaking in like 30 minutes.
I don't even know how to make a presentation. I can't believe I'm speaking in 30 minutes. I don't have anything to show. What if we show? Where is somebody?
They want to see the passion, what you're doing, and how other people...
Let me try and put together pictures. Either way, I'm gonna get up and speak. I don't want to do a video.
Okay, yeah, I don't think a video's... Yeah,
I don't
put
want
a couple pictures together.
Thank you.
Part of why the destination is so intriguing to me is because the story behind it, like the original intention, I think, has shifted, and he'll probably talk about that a little bit. The name of this place is called Kaliala, and you're about to learn a little bit more. Please welcome to the stage, Jimmy Stice.
I have the incredible privilege of when people say, what do you do? I say, I'm building a town. So how do we build a town? Guess who's always built towns? 20 to 40-year-olds, just to be honest, young people. 65-year-olds finance towns, but they didn't go out into the frontier. But it turns out there's something about being 18 to 35 that makes you crazy enough to come live in the middle of a jungle for 3 months at a time, sleeping on air mattresses next to each other.
So cool, a lot of talented people here.
These kids here, not only are they founding our town, they're founding it from their hearts. They're founding it based on their ethics, without really regards to financial return, but really about the ROI to themselves in terms of their personal transformation. Because that's what towns exist for, is to connect us to each other. You know, the word colony comes from Greek, and it meant an away home, and it was when a town went beyond the carrying capacity of the natural resources around it, they sent out a group of people to found a new town. It was a way of distributing human population across the earth in a way that was in balance with ecological systems. For 100 years, we took this break from town building almost entirely. And then in the 80s, all of a sudden, some guys started building towns, not really because they thought we needed to build towns, but really as a response to how badly we were building. And now you're looking at people who are specifically building towns, myself included, for the purpose of economic development.
Right now we're gonna go to where my crew is fixing up some fence because the cows are coming pretty soon. So, I mean, the last thing you want is to buy X amount of cows and then within a day or two for them to be off their property. Esto no de nosotros allá.
Muchas hormigas. Me voy a llevar para hacer un ceviche de hormigas.
Ceviche de hormiga, mucha proteína. The balo is a living fence post. It's a branch of a leguminous tree, and it grows roots and leaves. It becomes a tree. And it fixes nitrogen at the same time, so it improves the soil around it. It's really great. It's like a beetle grub, but they use it to fatten the chicken or go fishing. Bueno para la pesca. It's like I kind of like walk this fence between this culture and the other culture. I can fully be in this one and fully be in the other one and interact and connect people. Kind of happy to be here as a farmer and a bridge.
Avispa.
Wasp. Oh, God. ¿Cuál es esa?
Corre pendejo.
Corre pendejo. This is the dumbass runner. It makes the dumbass run away because it doesn't sting you at all. But it's a wasp. We grab the nest with like our thick calluses on the end of our finger, on our thumb. We cover the hole, and then we just like throw it at each other. And then everyone else just laughs. And then you try to get vengeance some other day. It's really great. Out here, whenever we're working, there's a lot of wasps, all kinds of wasps, like hundreds of different kinds of wasps.
¿Corre pendejo o qué? No, corre pendejo no fue.
Got me really hard. Here, one here, one the lip. It hurts. It hurts really bad. Oh man, my lip's really tender right now. It's crazy.
Look how much trash we have. Y'all are sustainable. What is this? We need to take this out somehow. Oh my God. There's so much trash around. Why do people use these items? Jeez.
We have to, bro.
Not necessarily.
You're right, not necessarily.
You can get some more waste-free options than things like this.
It's a little hypocritical. Like, you can't be talking about sustainability all day and then eat GIF.
I was very unhappy on Friday and I considered dropping out. I wouldn't be so open about it if I haven't heard conversations from people that are also unhappy and stuff, and it's like a general thing, I think.
Because we're at the edge of the Central Mountain Range, which is all national park, and we're the first piece of property that's not national park. So there's
literally
water
the
year-round.
same thing that's happening with my property.
Really? That's
yeah,
wild.
it's really wild. We border 2 million acres of national forest. Me back on.
Wild.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing right now. That's the whole thing, is that I'm at a place where I have all these options in front of me, and one of them is 350 acres of my own that I could farm or do something with.
Rad.
See, I've literally been trying to do this all by myself. Doing it by yourself when you have no money and trying to find the people to help, it's like, drains you.
Yeah, the way you build a town isn't by building a town brick by brick with your hands, it's by getting people to build a town.
Everything that people have been telling me, I feel like it boils down to a trust issue, in the sense that we pay to be here and we help make the place better, right? And before coming here, when I would tell people the project that I was getting into, and that I kind of sometimes hid the fact that I was paying to come here, because when I said it, people were like, wait, you should be paid to go do that. You should be getting paid to go build this village and to help and bring your knowledge, and not the other way around.
Of those 1.5 million cities in the world, all of them began as camps. None of them were a approved master plan that brought in buildings from day one. Like New Orleans got blown down twice, Chicago burned down. Everyone built cheap when it was speculative, and then when the thing actually worked out, that thing being a town, then they brought in bricks and mortar and made it permanent.
I sort of saw it as like the $5,000 was the money you bring with you to invest in this place.
It's an investment.
And I wanted to learn. That's why I came here. I was seeking this knowledge, and I wanted to see what we could do in the world. I wanted to see what the future was going to look like.
We've got 120 people down there in the jungle right now for the next 10 weeks, and like $150,000 of cash flow every month from it. So
if their mission is to build a sustainable town and that is what they're selling it on, and that's what they're getting investors in on, and that's what they're getting all this publicity for, that's
I'm an internet monster.
So I applied to Kaluyala and I came down here, and all of a sudden, all of this happened. I'm more than an intern.
I'm more than an intern. I'm a farmer. I'm a community organizer.
Market researcher. I'm adventurous.
I live off the grid. Growing food.
I've only been down here 1 week.
if they're not sustainable, there shouldn't be 150 people here.
Yeah, check out my Instagram feed, you know what I mean? Like, people come in, and we do Panamanians too.
it feels like the vision that they originally started with is not what they are doing anymore. I came here knowing the challenges of food allergies and all of that, and was told that I could be accommodated. I have bought all of my own food here. Like, I could be doing this at home, basically, and I was more sustainable at home. I was more farm to table at home. I knew where the food was coming from. I felt better because I wasn't getting sick.
I don't want us to be angry at the staff, but I think that we should be very brave when we ask them questions. We need to ask them serious questions, and we need to really hold them accountable because we spent this money to be here. We gave up things to be here.
Are you like this gringo colonial dude, or
is this
are you actually
neocolonialism?
doing something
Hey, y'all know
amazing?
there's a path right down here if we walk this way, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of people who are gonna say hippies, cult, all these neocolonialists, you know, they're gonna use all these, like, this one side, and there's this other side that's gonna be completely inspired and aspirational about it. Whether I'm stealing someone from Ernst & Young, or whether a kid's coming down for a semester abroad, they're trying to look for a lifestyle driven by their values that can also actually be real and be supported, right? Whether you love it or whether you don't like it, the point is it needs to be out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the conversation needs to begin, and once the conversation starts, then we can see where it goes, and I'm not really worried about that.
I
Like,
think that's great. Even if you're a villain in the conversation, that helps catalyze the conversation.
I came to Hatch not knowing what the hell it was, and when I got here and saw these people, I thought, this is just what Panama needs.
Panama historically has been a meeting point, not only for trade, goods, and services, but also for ideas and philosophies and culture. So having Hatch in Panama is a great opportunity for Panama to keep serving that role.
For our mission, which is to hatch a better world, which means education, entrepreneurialism, the environment. And when Jimmy approached me after he'd come to Hatch and he said, we have to do this in Panama as the place that literally is the bridge between the Americas. Trade that's going through every single day and not stopping. Jimmy kind of, shared with me, like, that time's over. The time is to build here, not to pass through and by it.
One of my favorite parts of my visit to Kalayala was seeing Jimmy connecting with the local people. Everywhere he went, they would go, "Hola, Jimmy! Buenas, Jimmy!" It's not easy to be able to create that connection with local people when you're kind of an outsider and you're doing something that's so different.
We're like beggars on the doorstep, so to speak. We want to be part of this, and we are outsiders, and we're just trying to figure out how do we become ingratiated? People are so used to people coming in, extracting and exiting, or failing and exiting.
When you have an Americano drop into another culture, which is oftentimes like the fly-by-night, like, hey, let me, there's like some ulterior motive and so forth, and frankly, I think that Jimmy did arrive with an ulterior motive that shifted, which is part of why I fell in love with this guy, because he flipped the model. He came in as a real estate play, and he was like, we'll do that later.
Not so much.
Let's do institute and research and development and education now.
I feel so cheated with knowledge, and I'm so ready to work my dawn to dusk, grow potatoes here to feel like this place is growing.
A lot of what I came here for was to grow food to feed people.
Yeah.
And on the website
says that 80% of the meals here are from the farm, and that's like not even like the
farm,
not,
and they actually just
they corrected us.
We asked that 80% is from the farm and neighboring farms, and they said that's true.
I just personally, I don't know. This whole week to me has been my favorite, one of the best weeks of my life, and I want to give this place the benefit of the doubt because I love this place, and I really do, and I love this, and I want to grow and I want to learn, but maybe these concerns that I'm having are natural, and maybe these warrants I'm having natural before I completely write this whole place off.
For me, there is patience. I just feel like I need to give it more time to really ask the questions, because I think it would be terrible to leave without having the answers.
Yeah. We've started getting sort of like, what are you guys doing? And this isn't what I thought. The nature of who we are here to serve and learn from and teach is that they are gonna be like, yo, who's the bad guy? And what's going on here? Because they've been in a system where there is usually a bad guy. Here's the thing about Students Revolt. We have a bunch of really passionate young millennials. Stress and everything is super contagious, especially we're all living together. So if someone's like, today sucks, the person next to them is like, today does suck, and then it just spreads. Right now and for the rest of the day, there's questions about Kalayala and Kalayala Institute, and they're writing stuff and putting them in.
Esteban has a master's degree, and he's written a book on creativity. He started 3 companies, and he's also a touring stand-up comedian. So he's kind of a Swiss Army knife of entertainment and education.
Write these big, scary questions and challenge them. You don't owe them anything. Yeah.
My #1 priority is always our students. Beyond the investors, they're taking the biggest risk of anyone out there. And in some ways, they're taking a bigger risk than the investors. They're giving us 10 weeks of their youth, for God's sakes. They're coming to the jungles of Panama. I'm frightened of whether or not every team member I've got is happy and which interns are gonna be sad the next 2 weeks while I'm gone. I'm petrified of all that.
When I first got here and I entered too, the students were kind of going through a weird phase. I kind of went through it too. Now I get it, but we're not doing everything perfectly, but that's why we're here.
Where their boiling negativity can take them is something that if you are new is hard to grasp to what extreme it can go.
I will never quit until I'm forced to quit. We'll have to be broke, and everyone and all the investors will have to say stop, and all the staff will have to say I'm out of here, and people in San Miguel have to say, Jimmy, forget this, before I quit.
I'm gonna go right now and answer all the questions they filled out. Hey everyone, so we're gonna get started. The first thing is, I think you will find we're very transparent. We're all sincerely here because we're trying to do really cool things. All right, so I'm gonna go through these. I swear these weren't edited. Let's do it. Where does the beef come from? Great question. It is from our friend Ramon, and we had a matanza where they kill a cow. I'm vegetarian because I did this 3 years ago, by the way. I killed a cow, it's absurd. Have you ever held a cow while its soul floated away? Why is there not more money for food? Oh, budget question, got it. All right, here's
I travel professionally and get exchanged money to speak into a microphone to have people laugh. So I think enough bad stand-up shows will prepare you for an angry revolt.
There are 80 of you, and you pay $5 grand, right? So that is 400,000. I get it. This is an absurd amount of money. So let's break down 1 month. 80,000 in salary.
And how many staff?
There's 45, so do that math and then
Do figure out.
give us a few bones. If you do the math, it comes out, I was saying that it's like $3 per meal or so, something like that. All right, so then we have $10,000 for projects.
For everyone total?
Yes, this is per month. Thank you, Ron. And it's also per intern. So the programs that have more interns have more budget.
And we are a startup. We have a 6-7 year track record, right? But when it comes to resources, we make these decisions very strategically. We spend the most on the people because we want you to have the best experience possible here and have access to the mind resource, right? Which I think is most important.
You also think like Jameson was a literal hotshot consultant. We have 2 PhDs, we have 8 masters, and we're here because we really believe in this place. So cool, does that help budget stuff? So because this number is enormous. This number you're like, wait a minute, I should be eating gold. I don't like gold, but I should be eating gold.
I've done shows in front of hostile stand-up crowds. I have 20 minutes. And then at the end, people are laughing and clapping and being like, that was great. I wish you went longer. Kalyala has taught me that education is entertainment. Everything's the same.
But I was like, oh, I was gonna tell you this, but like, we have these different programs. Let's tell them this. Let's talk about what is sustainability. Now, what's up?
What's happening? Is anyone medically trained?
Is Josh here?
Allison.
I'm sorry to say this, but we might have to clear out.
Yeah. Can we move to
Chocolate penthouse.
Can also be from, were you ever breathing heavily or anything like that?
Not recently, just I can say. My hands are okay. My feet have been kind of like tingly all day though.
Okay.
I don't know any other institute that you give them a bucket full of questions and that night they answer almost all of them. Not insensitively, but until one of us passed out.
Here, sit here and focus on that.
With your guys' consent, I think it would be totally okay to end this question for tonight. We can pick it up tomorrow. Just group consensus. Is everybody okay with that?
Thanks, guys. No, thank you.
San Miguel is the neighboring large-ish town. It's 500 people. And there we teach in the schools, and we focus on developing relationships there and making sure that people understand who we are and why we're here.
It's come to light that, like we're the last group of interns that are going to be charged this amount and that tuition's going up. Is that to compensate for, producing more jobs, allowing more Panamanians to come and work?
Yeah, totally. Kalayala should be a bilingual, bicultural place. Right now, our staff is almost...
Numbers-wise, I think it's a third.
It's a third,
more
yeah.
than a third Panamanian.
I mean, I'm Latin American recruiting. That's a thing we think about a lot and scratch our head about a lot.
It makes me feel better about not being just the white person coming in and displacing, and it's really important. It would break my heart if that's what it was, and I just needed some reassurance that it wasn't that.
We're struggling with white savior complex. And those are really complex things to think about. And those are really tough questions that we're open about and be like, yeah, let's talk about that sort of white savior complex. Like, let's talk about what that means. Let's talk about how can we come in and make sure that we are working with people. Let's continue having these conversations.
I feel like the energy kind of changed here. There's less anxiety and less panic of what's going on. I think just the knowledge of what's happening here makes you be able to believe in the place, and then therefore you don't panic.
I feel better about everything we talked about, for sure. Because I was ready to leave for a little while. Like yesterday, I felt so disappointed this place lied.
At the end of the day, this town is going to become a town. At this point, we're still building the foundational elements of it. It's still really early. It's kind of like a toddler.
Now, it's very clear that we are just in the beginning stages of building a town. I think that wasn't really clear before.
Kalayala is like my friend who invited me to come help him move out, but I show up and he actually is going through a divorce and doesn't know how to live on his own. And so I thought I was gonna help this guy just move a couch, but I ended up, I have to teach this guy how to boil spaghetti and stuff.
That was the main issue, is as soon as you communicate and you just ask a few questions, then all the answers, you're like, oh, great, awesome, I feel so much better.
I don't have that fear anymore that I am just like a little child that doesn't know anything,
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of things, but what I do know, I can build off of now.
Yeah, and now I don't want to leave anymore, so I don't want to stay here for a long time.
Hey, did you hear one of our interns is building a laundry machine?
Yeah.
That's one of our biggest problems. That'd be huge.
There's an outer drum, an exterior drum that holds water, and then an interior drum with lots of holes to allow water to flow into it. Then what I'm doing now is I'm cutting a door, and then we'll be able to lift up. So then you lift this up, and then so that you open this one up, then you open up this one, put all your clothes in. So you're gonna turn this by hand like this. It'll turn this 10, 12, 15 minutes, depending on the load size. Which you can wash 3 full loads of laundry in this because of how big it is.
Why do I live out here is because I love my privacy, I love my alone time, and I need to get away quite often. The still has been here since February. It was donated by someone from Hatch. That's pretty cool. What's going on here? Reminds me of my Friday night. Oh, hey, Ron. Jungle cat. Meow. It's cool, people come by and visit on the rare occasion, but for the most part, I just get to sit here and be peaceful old me. All right. I was born in France, born in Paris. The first 3-4 years of my life, I lived in Normandy. And then we lived in Northern Virginia and DC for a long time. My parents divorced when I was 9. My mother and I haven't spoken since I was 18. Freud would have a field day with me. Tell me about your mother. There's that blue morpho again. Get that butterfly. I wonder how she's doing, and I hope she's happy and okay. But I don't miss the meanness. I've had some wonderful, amazing girlfriends that they're amazing people, but then I end it because I just need to be alone. It is what it is. People come, people go, whether it's family, friends, loved ones, enemies, whatever. The world keeps on turning. You just gotta keep doing you and be good to other people, live a good life. All of that just kind of leads to what is the best way to live in this world.
Here in the kitchen in Kaluyala, we attend around 120 people per day. We also need to take care of the gluten-free people, the vegans, the vegetarians. But then again, because of where we are and the type of operation that we have, it's not feasible to accommodate certain type of allergies.
I have avocado here, I have cucumber here. I've been cooking out here because I'm super gluten-free. It's been really challenging. Just trying to maintain a separate space. If I touch something that had bread, I get sick. Honestly, just not feeling supported. My family has been really supportive. My mom especially has made it so that we'll cook together, we'll go out and grocery shop together. And then coming here has just been like a whole other ball game for so many reasons. There's several of us with food allergies that have just been completely overlooked, and I feel like I'm totally, like I'm glad that I've been cooking for myself because I know that I'm gonna be able to eat.
Right now, we are on another part of Kaluyala property. It's on the other side of the river. A year ago, it was bought by Kaluyala, and the idea is that this will be like Town 2.0. But that won't be for another 20 years. So, you know, I came in and I told Jimmy, it's like, why have this piece of land not being used when we could use it to feed people? And he's like, let's do it.
El total de agua. Que quede agua aquí. Y una leche mucha no sirve.
Ceniza. ¿Qué pasó? Muy buena gente. Dale, Anisa, dale, dale. I'd say almost everyone in Kaluyala, it's very difficult for them to relate to locals. Gringos come from like a completely different world. And sometimes I don't even feel like they're comfortable around that environment. There's other us and them attitudes sometimes that Americans kind of tend to carry around with them, which is a little disappointing. Anisa, no más. Anisa, fuera, no más pollo. Quiero pavo. My family is really happy for me. I remember I talked to my dad when I first got here. I told him, I said, well, I'm working with a machete, I'm making fence posts, and he's like, why are you doing that? You went to college, you went to university, you're a professional. You should have kept this job back in the States, this corporate job. I was like, Dad, look, you gotta trust me. ¿Qué dice el hombre?
Okay, todo bien.
¿Todo tranquilo?
Tranquilo.
¿Cómo le fue allá?
Todo bien.
Also, you should respect physical labor as well, because he's a physical laborer, he's a carpenter. And I was like, Dad, I grew up with you, and I really admire your work ethic, and I saw you work with your hands your whole life, and I want to be like you, Dad. And he thought about it, and he said, I don't really understand right now, but maybe I'll understand later. If I don't pick up a machete, if I don't make fence posts, I'm gonna get sick. I need physical labor every day. It's part of my management style, It's like I'm working with my machete side by side with my guys. They don't see me as the other, like that manager who's sitting over there. He's like, what does he know about slinging a machete? What does he know about putting up fence posts? No, he's one of us, but he's facilitating us. Oh man, these are so nice. These always have these really fat bellies. I don't really know what it's all about. And as time went on, things were kind of progressing, and I guess I was becoming more autonomous with my work. I've been given all this responsibility, and of course I'm relaying the information to my dad, because I do talk to them quite often, almost every day. I think he got the picture.
Number 6, define mise en place.
It's just all your prep is ready for the day. Ingredients, just like your onions are chopped up, your kitchen, your tools are all where they're supposed to be. Good.
Vengo de, I come from.
Okay. Did you get it out there? Like.
Hey, Olivia, Connor, Ash, do y'all need your machete sharpened?
Sir, it's already over there. Wait, I want mine sharpened, but I didn't claim one.
Well, bring it on over.
How do I choose one?
I think you just come over here and grab a machete.
Choose one for me?
Okay, Rel.
It'll be a love gift. Isn't he sharpening the ones that he didn't claim?
I think we're about ready, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's round them up.
Is that yours? Yeah. Is this anyone's?
How sharp?
Grab a machete.
I shouldn't be trusted with this thing.
Rule number 1 with machetes, no sword fighting. And the reason is that you could kill somebody. Also, closed-toed shoes. Does everybody have closed-toed shoes? Yay. Eventually, by the end of the semester, I hope this kind of becomes close to an extension of your body. So let's go ahead and strike some things. Is kind of get a little bit more of an athletic stance, right? So we're not kind of bending over like that, right? We're kind of in it, It's just that kind of, it's coming from the hip. A lot of it's the swing of the wrist. Maybe even like put your hand, on your knee. Imagining it deeper. It's not, you don't swing a baseball bat like this, right? That was also cool. You're swinging it back behind you. I'm really bad at this. You're lucky you're doing it with me and not the campesinos, because they will give you so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes!
Yes!
Woo! Did that feel awesome? Hit it again! Hit it again!
Yeah!
Ah!
Final one. I will have all of them. All right, focus on your cuts.
I just want to be in a space that I'm gonna get. It's not a conscious thing. It's not like, oh, there's wheat over there. It's like, I'll know immediately if I ate something because my throat just feels like hot and funny, and I just get that noise in my head that's like, something's off. I'm working in a kitchen where there's gluten everywhere, and it's frustrating because more than anything, I want to be here. I love cooking. I want to. learn how to cook and feed other people. That's my passion. And it sucks that I can't do that. And it's so hard to explain because it seems like nothing. And then when I feel like this, it's like everything in me just wants to go home and not be sick. So I don't know.
Buscando saltamonte para pescar.
Oh my God, this one's huge. Oh man, look at that one. Look at this guy. Enormous. Oh man. I do like this a lot. Oh man, that's one. Huge. Yes. Oh my God, combo. You won't believe this. Look at that. Look at that. There's 2 grasshoppers. Look at that. And I caught them in the act.
Agarré 2 juntas templando. Hey, están pegados.
No rod, hook and string. That's it. These guys are really good at catching fish like this. There's so much in the world going on right now that can threaten and endanger little spots just like this from like ever having fish in it again, or from like even being able to stand in the water. I want it to always be like this, you know? That's something I can fight for. There won't be any overfishing because I suck at doing this. Working with these guys and whatnot, I say, I don't know anything. I don't know. And I'm not gonna come in here and be like, oh, I know exactly what I'm working on. Like, you're gonna do it this way, because like, I'm not from around here. It's a process of evolution of like seeing how it best works here, and you know, I wanna see how they do it. And then we kind of get together and be like, well, what do you guys think about this? And then we make it better.
And that's what's right now. And so that synergy, I think, has been a powerful part of our friendship and synergy. But so as a local Panamanian, like, you can see that. How long have you been there now?
Yo tengo 10 años por allá.
Ah! Yeah, I'm still working on that.
10 years. 10 years.
And that's a commitment, right? Like,
yeah.
You're not going away.
And I think that was the biggest thing we found. We started like looking at like as we started buying land, we realized that this land is actually in a valley where most people don't live. They live in a village nearby. And so I was really interested in the land and all the features of it and the water that was bubbling up. But then I realized that like I was affecting this village. And so I was like, how am I going to spend more time where people understand like who I am when I'm dealing with lawyers and bankers all day? And the Institute actually solved a lot of that. And we bought a house in the village and we started teaching the schools. And it started giving us a reason to be in the village just beyond just being nice. It wasn't like, oh, we'll do that, we have extra time. It's no, now we have a purpose in the town of the people who settled this land and own it. The biggest hearts we've got at the Kaliyala Institute are the public education and the community development, health and wellness kids. But in school, a lot of it is being taught to look at how do we analyze this? How do we do a research paper on this? How do we make this have third-party validity? And so at some point it becomes sociology and anthropology, and it becomes, you make people's lives academic. And so I always talk to them, we're here to be good neighbors. And if anthropology and sociology help us be good neighbors, they're great tools. But like the way we think about this is if some stranger moved onto your street, what would it take to make you actually want to hang out with them and be happy they moved onto your street?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm shaking. It's just my heart is pounding, so it's just gonna happen. This is a poem, and it's called Pressure. I'm gonna close my eyes because I get shy. Pressure. Feel that, think that, be that. And who are you to decide what to do? Decisions made for us, seemingly before us. And she'll be an athlete, and she'll go far, and she won't get caught in the back of that car. And you don't know how high feels until you felt the altitude. Decisions amounting to signing up for this ride that we didn't even decide to be on. Slip up and be gones, let bygones be bygones, another outfit to try on. Try to be that way, talk that talk, drink that drink. Our molecules colliding are conducive to how we think about him or her. Am I wrong to refer to the twisted disposition of our fear of failure? Failure to produce, to seduce the idea of a complex soul. Being too old, too short, too fat, too skinny. And my favorite, you're too sensitive, as if that was a bad thing. Too sensitive to the fact that, hey, he's struggling. And Dad, maybe I don't want to be a lawyer. And she can't stand herself. Self-help and 50 shades of gray. And have you always been gay? Or were you born that way? And oh my God, what will your parents say? And what will do you have to take it all back? Or simply move forward with the hope that Kaluyala is dope?
Everybody's getting started!
I mean, everything is totally different from last weekend, I can tell you that. After Esteban answered all those questions, everybody was just like, oh, okay, this is home now. And I feel that.
I'm having so much fun. I was just blown away by everybody performing earlier. It's great. I'm stoked to get some more of these.
So all these drinks are Willie's rum. Woo!
With Willie's Distillery actually opening up and having the alcohol served, it was the first real taste of the beginning of an economy here.
It's like a big family already, and it's only week 2. There's so much more time.
Being in the jungle all the time is challenging, so it's good to kind of do other outdoor activities.
In modern society, the propensity for people to just ignore where their meat comes from is astounding.
So I'm going to hold her like this. I'm going to slit her throat.
Kind of hit the fan emotionally with my group of students. Listo para la faena.
I'm not gonna watch it.
There's a source to the things you consume, and if you can't stomach it, maybe you literally shouldn't stomach it.
Dele.